In this video, I'll show you my 5 daily habits that I use to run faster for longer. And this first one started yesterday. Everyone, including myself, wastes time at the exact same time of the day. Time. Netflix, Instagram, YouTube videos, all designed to keep you up late. Except my videos though. They don't do that, keep watching. And when I first started running, my distraction was video games. One more game, just before bed, keep going. And this screen time right before bed basically made my head explode from the stimulation. One more game. There's no way that you're gonna be able to fall asleep after that. So I had to get rid of it. Those last few hours before bed are completely wasted by everyone. Absolutely everyone. So here's what I did. The 2 hours that we're saving at the end of the day, I moved them to the start of the day. And there's a very specific reason why, and I'll tell you in the morning. So get to bed, let's go. Also habit number 1.1, eye mask. Good morning, time for our morning run. Except for me, because I'll be riding still, because my leg is still destroyed. Now, running in the morning is really important for a couple of reasons. We've all had this happen before. You plan out your day and you say, I'm gonna run at night. So off you go to your work, psyched for tonight. And then you get to work and there's been a few people calling sick, so you're gonna have to stay overtime. And then you finally finish work and you remember you got no food at home, so you gotta go shopping, and then you gotta cook and then eat, and then it's 7 p.m. and it's getting dark and cold, and you either don't run or you do, but you cut it really short. Not ideal to become a better runner. God damn it, it's so cold this morning. Now I know that there's so much toxic rubbish out there about not sleeping and rising and grinding and all that rubbish. And look, I want you to sleep. But here's the thing, if you wake up before everyone else, you're not gonna get distracted by everyone else. Pretty simple concept, right? Nothing can go wrong that will delay your run at 5 a.m, but everything can go wrong to delay your run at night. Let's say that you're preparing for a marathon and you're trying to dial in your pre-race nutrition. And each Sunday you try out this new routine to see if it goes really well or if it doesn't, and you know what happens. But here's an alternative. Rather than trying to go through that annoying process once a week, maybe do it twice or 3 or 4 times a week, or every day of the week, like if you start running in the mornings. Doing this every day with the same breakfast and the same morning routine will allow you to dial in that one important factor on race day that always ends up killing people. So, habit number 2, done. I'll see you guys at the summit. Geez, tough climb with a GoPro and a camera in your backpack. So here's a slightly controversial topic, or maybe not, I'm not sure. I hate running with my phone and I hate running with music. And I reckon it actually makes you slower as a runner. And I think it's probably making it harder for you to get faster. Also, running with music is basically cheating. Also, running with music will get you killed. Okay, I'll stop. My 2 biggest issues with it is that you become reliant on using headphones during all your runs, and then all of a sudden you can't run without music. And I've tested this out multiple times, and I've found that when I don't wear headphones, my heart rate is lower for a certain pace, and my pace is faster for a certain heart rate. I think I said that right. I just feel more relaxed and in tune with my own body. And I find that I run with better form and better breathing patterns when I can actually hear my feet hitting the ground and hear my breathing. And most importantly, I'm able to just be bored and just be with my own thoughts. And this is so important. Plus, there's nothing worse than running and getting a ping, ping, ping notification sound about some random edgy meme that the boys have sent you, or girls. That completely pulls you out of that running flow. Well, I've got to send one back to the boys now. Hold on. Now, I think if you're running lots throughout the week, like 7 days a week and maybe like 100 plus Ks per week, then maybe you can wear headphones to listen to music or a podcast during your easy runs and your easy long runs, because they can get quite long. That's fine, I'll allow that. But the thing is, you're not gonna have that on race day, because you're not gonna have Tiesto ripping a crazy set on the side of the course during the last kilometer of your race. So why would you have it in your ears when you're doing your workouts?
In the middle of the London Marathon.
Would be nice though, wouldn't it? So here's what I do. Throw this thing in the bin and just run and just get in tune with your own body. So habit number 3, phone in the bin. Okay, habit number 3, done. I'm off to work.
3 hours later.
write it down. And this is quite a new one for me, journaling and writing stuff down all the time. Pretty weird, but I'm convinced that this will make me faster, for sure. Journal entry from this morning. A lovely day to go for a run. Pity I'm still injured. Went for a dumb ass ride instead. Still went very well. Stop getting injured, Connor, so much. Why are you made of glass? I actually kept a journal in my phone for an entire year so I could keep track of everything that I was doing and make sure that I was keeping myself accountable. Because if I had workouts that I'd done before, I could go back and I could look at what I did before and how I felt on that day and the shoes that I wore to make sure that I get everything perfect so that I know if I'm still improving. And it also allowed me to pick up certain patterns as to when I'm starting to get close to injury or when I'm starting to get myself run down. And when I was having multiple good days or bad days in a row, I could keep track of all of it. Such a valuable tool. Strava's awesome, but if you don't actually put anything in the description of your run, you don't actually know what the goal of that session was. So in 2 months' time, when you go back and look at it again, you have no idea what it was for. So only recently I ditched the phone and I started handwriting my notes to get a little bit better at handwriting because I basically never use a pen anymore. But here's what I actually include. Distance run, pace and heart rate, how the run felt, anything that went wrong, and shoes, of course. But the bare minimum could literally just be ran 5Ks, easy, went well. Here's the thing, you don't know how to improve if you don't know where you've actually come from, because you might end up just repeating random rubbish that you've done before and you just don't remember. Plus, nobody hands writes anything anymore. So get one of these and practice your handwriting and get better at running. Okay, lunch break over, back to work. I'll see you guys back at home. Now, if there's one thing that can completely ruin your fast running or your long running, it's this, specifically not having enough of this. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I know that this is not to scale, but imagine that this is how much blood plasma that you have in your body. So this represents your blood volume. As we exercise, we actually use fluid loss from our blood plasma to actually produce sweat, which cools us down, which is really good for keeping moving along and keeping our core temperature nice and cool. But we lose blood plasma, which means that the amount of blood volume that we have starts to go down and down and down. So here's how this plays out. You start running, and what tends to happen is it starts to go down and down, but you continue running at the same speed. But because the volume of the blood starts to reduce, the only way that your body is able to keep you running at the same speed is by increasing your heart rate. And this heart rate usually goes up around 10% per hour, apparently. And before you know it, at like 30 Ks into your marathon race, you're at threshold heart rate. What happened? Well, you need to maintain blood volume as best as you can, and there's 3 ways for you to do that. Number 1 is to smash in as much water as you can before your run so that your blood volume is topped up completely. And number 2, you're gonna try and maintain this during your exercise by having lots of water, but not by just chugging a whole bottle, by having little and often. Little and often. Now, little and often is pretty vague, so how do you know how much to actually drink? I'm gonna show you how. Measure your body weight before you start running, and then run for 1 hour, and then weigh yourself again. But make sure that you're not wearing sweaty clothes. You have to do it naked. I can't do it naked in the video though. And so from this, you'll figure out your sweat rate per hour. So it means that you can try and replace that much water when you're running, little and often. Now, generally, there'll be a slight fluid loss throughout the day. So number 3, drink fluids throughout the day. Perhaps in the future, I'll talk a little bit about electrolytes and what's going on with that. It's probably a little bit too much for this video. What are you doing in there? Also, for you guys that stay until the end of the video, I'm gonna be doing a questions and answer kind of video when I hit 2,000 subscribers. So if you wanna put any questions down below, feel free to, or you can message me on Instagram or Strava. Or you can email me if you want, or you can send me a letter.